Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. All right, Maritime Today is a program we set for the conversation. And today we're looking at practitioners' operating fees and matters arising for freight forwarding in Nigeria. Why are we doing that? A little over 2 weeks ago, the president of APFFLON did write a letter to the Honorable Minister of Marine and Blue Economy. And in that letter, he was really asking some pertinent questions, right? Questions that relates to the sustainability of freight forwarding in Nigeria. And that's why we are bringing the person that actually originated that letter to the program this morning. I'm talking about Otunba Frank Ogunojemite, who is the president, African Association of Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics in Nigeria, APFFLON. Otunba, nice to have you back in the studios. Good morning.
Good morning, and thanks for having me.
All right. So let's just jump on it and dwell on that particular letter. Precisely on the 18th of July, APFFLON did write the minister a letter, just to demand for certain things that would be needed in the industry. So talk to us. What was the idea behind that letter?
Good morning again. You see, the rationale behind the letter was a clarification of what happened in the industry. The practitioner operating fees, of course, was started in 2019.
Okay.
And we were the first parent that took the council to court, because we realized that there was no the proper consultations then with stakeholders.
Before the kickoff of the fees, right?
Yes. So we don't know what this is for. So we look at the multi-taxations, because we're talking of bringing the cost of consignment cargo into this country down, and that we need to operate on an international best standard.
All right.
So we need a clarification, but who do you talk to? We don't know. So we went to court. But after that, the former chairman of the council, Alhaji Tisani,
all right,
we had a meeting together. He made them understand the reasons why these fees are there. And probably before them, there is some association which has been consulted. Of course, they said they were against, but then they subscribed to the POF then. So after the clarification, we withdrew the case in the court.
All right.
You understand? So at the end of the day, we got to realize that even the council itself does not even know how much is being generated from this moment to 2009 up to date.
That's CRFFN.
Yes.
Okay.
Did not understand. So we realized the council that, well, you should speak to the MD, Alhaji Nura, that they should make the account of this. Because I remember in February this year in the Maritime Today, the minister emphasized the transparency, accountability.
All right.
And as a stakeholder, as a citizen of this country, we want the SW Global to make the account to the council and to the minister itself. So that's clarification on it. So it is, and before some people kick on this, that's 2019. But I remember the former minister then, which I think is Zainab Ahmed.
All right.
And then she came out to speak to the people on this issue. So that's why we demanded for the accountability of this fee.
Okay, so to put it in perspective, so this fee has been collected or is being collected since 2019.
Yes, please.
And this is 2025, 6 years down the line. You're not sure of how that fund is being disbursed and what it is being used for. Is that what you're saying?
No, the speculation then was the POF generate between 5 to 10 billion naira yearly.
Okay.
So if we need to take the statistics of that, we have to look at the average. Let's assume it's 5 billion and you multiply up to date. So we should have something closer or more than that. Yeah.
Okay. So in terms of regulation of freight forwarding, now that you've written that letter, have you gotten any response from the Honorable Minister?
Well, we have not got any official response yet. But the body language, you can sense that they are not happy themselves, because under is a very good leader. The minister is there, and I'm sure he's listening, because this is not the first time we wrote a letter to him. The other time we wrote a letter to him, he sent a panel down to Lagos here from Abuja, and we were able to address some issues. So I'm sure this is working on it, and he's listening very well to this, because he wouldn't want such practices to be operating under his leadership.
Right.
So
okay, but some would have felt why write the Honorable Minister direct? Why not talk to the current person who's in charge of CRFFN That's Oyekachi, right?
Yeah, Igwe.
Igwe.
Yeah.
Why not speak with him first rather than go direct to the minister?
You see, sometimes a drastic problem needs drastic solutions. And when things is burning, you want authority to even know what is happening under the umbrella. Of course, he's aware, and I'm sure he's in charge himself. And you see, in the maritime, it's just like the maritime generally in this world is a kind of cabal industry.
Okay.
You understand? There's some macro factor affected the operations there, and that's one of the reasons. If you look at the tone of the letter, we addressed two issues: reassessing free forwarding associations and the POF, transparency, accountability.
So the POF is very, very crucial. You would like to know in terms of accountability what is being done, but in reassessing free forwarding, let's talk about that now, because that's very, very crucial. How is that going in Nigeria, so to say, as it stands today?
You see, basically in every industry, there must be reassessment. You must sanitize the industry. Now that the Honorable Minister has tried to reform the port, and he's talking about 30% reduction in the port operations. So we must have people, the technocrats that can come on table and make an input to the government agenda. We can see the state of the industry, the economy in Nigeria now, and you cannot overlook the maritime industry, which is one of the catalysts of any country's economy. So in that case, we needed to address all these things together, to be precise.
Okay.
So addressing the people making input like an association is very important as well, because we are the stakeholders.
That's right.
And we are the ground router. We deal with the importers, we align with the government, and we collect the money for customs as well, Nigeria customs, where the revenue of the country comes on. So it's a very sensitive industry, and we need to make sure that there must be reassessment, restructuring, up to date. And if you look at the acts as well that establish association and the council, there must be periodical reassessment. From your fact that you form an association, you have an obligations. Right. You have a responsibilities as well, either to the government, and the government, the council, and the council as well have responsibility to you. It's vice versa.
So let's look at the associations that we have in freight forwarding as it stands today. How many of them? I know there's APFFLON, right? We have some others as well, very prominent.
Yes, well, we have different associations in the industry. I think we should have about 7, 8 associations. It's a very big industry.
Okay.
And you should be able to reach to the people operating in the field. So we have so many associations, but no matter the number of associations, we must subject to the umbrellas, which is the council. We must be regulated. You can't operate you can't operate on your own. So you must have a regulation. You must be just like other professionals that the currents, Nigeria Bar Association, HUJ. You have a body, you have a council as well.
All
so we must have a people that will umbrella that will regulate us.
Okay.
So we demanded for proactiveness of the council, and the people, the association themselves, we must look at the listing. I think they follow the how that establishes.
Let's talk about the roles that you freight forwarders play in ensuring that the economy is really, really thriving. For those who might not know your roles, explain to a layman this morning the roles that you guys perform.
Well, so sometimes I do address myself as a custom consultant. The reason is this: if you need to import from China or Europe, the regulation is quite different, and we are the one that are conversant with all this, the changes in these regulations. So if you are importing, you must be able to have somebody to speak to give you the directions that, okay, this is what to do, what you cannot do. And if you want to do an exporter as well, what you can export to Asia, you cannot export to Europe. Even in Europe, differ to themselves. And you might not be able to export to America. So you need someone to speak to who is a technocrat in that industry.
All right.
So that's the area where we focus. So in a simple form, we are the intermediary between importer exporters.
All right.
Yes.
So you guys serve as the middleman.
As the middleman, and we are the one fasting the money from Nigeria Customs Services as well. Without us, there will not be Nigeria Shippers Council today, because they regulate the economies, because we are there.
All right.
So
in terms of the way things are right now, how is it for freight forwarding in the country as it stands now? Are we getting better than before, or are we still as it stands still? I know business at the ports for some years hasn't been as lucrative as it used to be. So how would you describe it now?
Well, first thing is that I will thank the president to have extended Nigeria Customs CG's time. The reason why I say is that we used to
his tenure was extended this week by 1 year.
I will thank the honorable the president for that, and I will congratulate the CG himself, Adewale.
But is that legal?
Well, don't let us go to that part first now. Okay. Let's look at the message, not the messenger at this point.
All right.
What I'm saying is that now Nigeria just migrated for Wayfront things, which manage the serve of Nigeria Custom to Odogun. Okay. Odogun is Nigeria for Nigeria and for Nigeria for Nigeria.
It's a local-based content.
Right. Which we are clamoring for. That the capital flights taken out of this country will be reduced in that. And don't forget that APFFLON advocated for the end of Wayfront thing, because we look at it as an extortion, having a foreign body dominating our industry where we have a competent hands. So in that case, this man has brought the establishment of Odogun. So with the extension of his time, we'll be able to migrate for the impediments affecting the simple running of Odogun to the BEX now.
So it's a good move that the president has made.
And secondly, we are not operating in Ireland in a maritime. That's what World Customs Organization said. This man be the first chairman in Nigeria in the World Customs Organization.
Very true.
So from that person, this man deserves an extension.
Okay.
So he has made a legacy, a landmark on the industry. Of course, we are always, facets of this business is very paramount. So if you are changing hand, there are going to be break in transmission on transformations. So as I want to talk to you today, we are experiencing positive progress in Nigeria Maritime. So
let's talk about Odogu, that particular platform which is supposed to simplify trade and make things better through the customs operating system. So talk to me, from what you guys have seen as freight forwarders, is it very, very accessible?
Yes, of course, there's going to be some issues, but we can do more better. It's accessible. Even remember during this time of Wayfront, 1-2 weeks, we don't get a server. But since the Odogun has started, it has never gotten to that level.
Right. We
are managing it. The gradual transformation is taking place, and we are enjoying it. Of course, it's going to be an endurance. Right. And we're enjoying it. So I want to tell you something. It's a good development.
All right. So very recently there was a stakeholders meeting where we had the Minister for Finance, we had the Customs CG, we have all those that are in that sector, and with the National Assembly members too. And I did hear, one of them complaining. It appears the system, the local-based solution for trade facilitation, the Odogu you mentioned, hasn't been properly, let me say, introduced to the minister, and there appears to be some break in terms of communication there. So what do you think?
Is it Rome does not build in a day? Odogun will take time before it can be much more accessible. And as I'm talking to you, it's been working. It's just like the service provider MTN. So sometimes you don't get service on your phone.
Right.
But I'm not sure they keep improving. So to be honest with you, I'm amazed with the way this thing started working, and it's working fast. To be honest, of course there are some little issues on this, but it will get used to it.
All right, then Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. If you're wondering who's speaking with me on the program this morning, I have Otunba Frank Ogunojemite, who is the president of APFFLON, and we're looking at practitioners' operating fees and matters arising. We're going to take a short break right now. When we return, the issue of free on board is rearing its head again. Let's find out, would that be additional pressures for businesses, especially for freight forwarders who are the middlemen of the industry? So we'll find out from Otunba as well. He will give us that. And then the issue of multiple taxation, how is that impacting on freight forwarding in Nigeria? All that and much more will still be part of the menu, plus your own contribution as well. That will be on 091 5387 7127. A brief break, we'll be back.
From A to B, from north to south, from east to west, from port to port, you can ship your goods and feel good too. Oh yeah, Nigeria Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
The Nigerian Shippers Council is now better poised with responsive systems in place to help you and other shippers get seamless, stress-free transition for your clients' goods from point A to B. Today at the Nigerian Shippers Council, timeliness, orderliness, transparency and efficiency is all we care about. Put your complaint through to our helpline 0818-888-8895. Visit us at number 4 Ayodele Shoyode Lane, Apapa, Lagos, or reach us on www.shipperscouncil.gov.ng.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the point of your need.
Nigerian Shippers Council, we meet you at the port of your needs.
Lagos Traffic Radio 96.1 FM. This is Maritime Today, and I still have with me in the studios Otunba Frank Ogunojemite, who is president of APFFLON, all right? African Association of Professional Freight Forwarding and Logistics Operators in Nigeria. All right, flash update coming in from the control room says there's a report of a broken down, loaded 40-feet container laden truck having what they call a Boris problem. This is at the Express inwards Trevor along the Creek Road. Take note of that. The owner is really working on it and is trying to get the mechanic to fix the problem, while we still have traffic managers on ground managing the situation. Not really affecting vehicular movement at the moment, so just take note of that. Motorists should be cautious on that particular corridor. That's the latest report coming in from the control room. All right. If you want to join the conversation, by the way, feel free. 091-5387-7127. Yes, 091-5387-7127. All right. There's been talk of multiple taxation, within the industry. And earlier in the year, we had the issue of free on board, which is a tax, which most of you freight forwarders kicked against. It was suspended. But now the National Assembly is really talking about reforms from the customs, and they are urging that that particular tax should be, implemented right away. So what's your take on that, Otunba Frank?
Thank you. You see, one thing I want to say is that, to be honest, the government, the people import tax is placed with the present CG of Customs. Okay. Because the 4% FOB is an act.
It's already under the Customs Act of 2023, right?
Yes. Which it has to be paid.
So there's no going back on it?
Yes, because it's an act. But when you look at the situation of things in the industry, he used his initiative. How do I question these things from the people? Mm-hmm. Because already we are in the inflation period. Prices of things have skyrocketed, and so now say, okay, we had a stakeholders meeting where that it's necessary. But don't forget, after the last year target, the government gave over 12 trillion target for Nigeria Customs Services.
Okay.
Where do you want them to generate that money?
All right.
Hence the need for the FOB. And now the business industry is slow because of weakness of the naira and the inflation. And even the purchasing power of the people is drastically low as well. So what the man now did that, okay, what do we do? He moved some other taxes out of that, like CIS, surcharge was moved out.
All right.
So about 8% of tax move out because they are not in the act. That is his initiative.
So for now, CISS is not being implemented.
Yes, and so we have FOB.
Okay.
That does not mean that the cost of importing is really low or something, but it's just to maintain the what do I call it? Just to maintain the how it's being charged.
Right.
And of course now we have an issue in the ports on the vehicles. Because we used to accept vehicle with 846. Mm-hmm. For over 10 days now, we have not been able to move on.
We'll come to that. But let me just let our listeners know, CISS means Comprehensive Import Supervision Scheme.
Yes.
And it's a fee. It's like a 1% fee that's imposed for it's the whole idea is for funding Nigeria's destination inspection scheme. All right, that has been on, but like what you have said now, what the CG is trying to do is to ensure that is suspended so that FOB will be fully implemented. Is that it?
Yes, and surcharge.
And surcharge as well. All right. So you're talking about the new policy on vehicle importation.
Yes.
Talk to me. What's that policy from customs?
So the policy is that the 846 has been suspended. And what that means is that the costs of the duty to be paying your vehicle will go up.
Anybody who's importing any vehicle?
Yes.
The duty will go increased.
Yes, will increase. We do have we have compromise value with 846, and all this to make ease of doing business in this country. Now that all these things issue, because we have so many issues, I just told you about the targets being given to customs.
Right.
How do we have these targets? You understand? So we have to look at how the revenue will come out from both import and export. Hence, this has to be addressed. Of course, there is a consultation ongoing on this. We are expecting the feedback. You understand? If you look at the circular being signed by the ACG, Caro Igwe, so you see, people wondering. So since over 10 days now, we will not be able to work because this is going to be too expensive. So this means we have to appeal to the minister, to the president on this issue as well.
All right. Okay, we'll still talk about that. But messages are coming in here from you. 09153-877127. Otunba Frank Ogunojemite is our guest. He's the president of APFFLON, and we're looking at some matters arising in the freight forwarding sector of Nigeria. This one says, good morning, Otunba. Please, do I have to be certified by CRFFN before being allowed to clear goods, whether or not I pay POF? Thanks. Ifeanyi is sending that one in. Is that correct? Does he have to be certified?
Well, if you want to do this work, you have to be satisfied.
Okay.
Because the freight forwarding is a course in the university in an overseas country as well. So that's where the body is there to give trainings to the practitioner, to the new people and everything. But education is basic things as well to move on. So he needed to be certified and to have a RFF number. All
right. This one says, good morning, Victor. Some freight forwarders say POF doesn't exist in the CRFFN Act of 2007. Is it legal for them to collect it from agents or customers?
Yeah. That's where there's agitations, and that's why we went to court to see it as an injustice. And I said after consultation that that's important, there's a need for the POF to be collected, because that's why the person that will be satisfied will be trained.
Yeah, but if it's not in the act, why are they going ahead to collect it?
Yes, but say I heard such a were they in the act before we were paying.
Okay, so that's another thing.
So that's another thing. So it's not in the act. You don't forget, crime is always above the law. So now it could be included in the act. Right. But the purpose of the collection is what is matters.
All right.
And that's where we demanded for accountability.
Accountability as well. All right. This one says, good morning, Victor and Otunba. CRFFN says POF collection is nationwide, but the Lagos High Court ruled it illegal for custom agents. Can you shed some clarity on this? Alaji Bello is sending this one in from our papa. Okay, I think you were hinting on that earlier on, right?
Yes, I hinted on it. Of course, I said that we were the first one that went to court before we see the reality for the collection of the POF. You understand? And the purpose for what the POF will be used for, I think, is what we should be addressed at this point, because what the council needs to exist. How do they need? Because the government has given us subventions. Government spent billions of naira to make sure that this council works. So now they're going to realize that, as a council, you need to be on your own, and then our members, the practitioners, forwarders, they needed to be trained. How do you get money? How do we regulate it? That's the purpose of that collections.
All right. 09153877127. Gradually winding to the end of the program. You can still put your questions across. This one says, happy weekend, sir. If I handle only wet cargo, like liquid bulk, is POF still paid per ton? Or is there a waiver? Bakari, sending this one in. Bakari, it appears this guy is in the sector as well.
Where there's no waiver.
There's no waiver.
There's no waiver. You have to pay. It's for all cargoes. No matter cargo is cargo. Either corrosive, not corrosive cargo, you have to pay.
Okay, so that's the way it is.
Yes, please. Thank you.
Let's begin to take this to the end of the program this morning. So, for freight forwarding, what's the future? What's the future looking like? I mean, you said it now that the customs is doing a whole lot of reforms. CRFFN, I mean, what are they doing in terms of regulation? Are they in the right stead? And what should we be looking into as we delve into the future?
Well, kudos to the Honorable Minister of Flow and Marine Economy, because he has really supported the council. And I realize the present registrar of the council is a young man. He's very proactive. He has turned himself now to see he can make a change. Because without making a change, there cannot be a change. Okay. So he has turned out that what you need to do is to unite the industry, is to relate with all the stakeholders, so we can be able to achieve and stand very well.
And are you guys working together right now?
Yes, of course. Without unity, there cannot be progress and peace.
Okay.
So that
includes ANALCA, all those license agents, other bodies. You guys are working together?
Precisely, because we're doing the same job, we must have the same visions. Right. And don't forget that this job or the industry does not limited to Nigeria. It's international business, and we have to work on the standard, international big standard.
In terms of foreign players who are also part of the industry, how far are we gone in that regard? Are you guys taking dominance of that sector right now? Because I know there are foreign players there too.
Of course, there is foreign players there. But me, I always want people to establish the fact, because assuming that a Chinese man or European man live in Nigeria, have a residency, even be the national of this country. So if you look at him, you don't know his status. So we have to be sure of the status of the people who are referring as a foreign players.
Okay.
So, but there must be. It's an international business.
All right, so there must be a level playing field, so to say.
That's what I want to
add. Okay, we'll leave it at that for now. Otunba Frank, it's always a thing of joy to have you in the studios. Thank you so much for being here this morning.
You're welcome.
All right, so practitioners operating fees and matters rising for freight forwarding in Nigeria is our focus. And I can tell you, Otunba Frank Ogunojemite has taken us on an excursion through freight forwarding this morning. He's the president, African Association of Professional Freight Forwarders and Logistics in Nigeria, APFFLON. We have to go. The program has been produced by Mike James, and I say a big thank you as well to Dayo Anthony, who has been working tirelessly behind the scene for this program to really come on stream this morning. All right, then I also want to appreciate others in the studios this morning: Esther Alo, Elizabeth Edema, and Obok Naomi. I say a big thank you to you. Okpayemi Shodunke and Remi Aloko, they are of our social media unit, and our executive producer is Tayo Akonle. Maximum appreciations going out to Rebecca Adamo, Assistant Director of Public Relations for the Nigerian Shippers Council. You can connect with the Shippers Council on all their platforms at NG Shippers. My name is Victor Terry. Have a splendid weekend. Bye.
Nigerian Shippers Council